Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
I have been an entrepreneur in the e-commerce space for several years, focusing on building a long-term brand rather than churn and burn stores. I launched this brand in September 2020 because I recognized a gap for high-quality, personalized pet products. I specifically chose this niche because the personalized gift and pet sector were, and still are, experiencing massive global growth.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I'm selling for a very specific strategic reason. It's capital reallocation. I'm shifting my capital and full focus into real estate investments, specifically short-term rental, and a new non-competing e-commerce venture. This business has been an incredible asset. In 2024 alone, it generated a net income of over $168,000. Currently, this business runs largely on autopilot, allowing me to manage it with minimal time. However, I decided to sell because I want to fully commit my liquidity into my real estate portfolio. You are buying a proven, profitable cash cow that I am exiting simply to fund my next chapter. This healthy asset ready for a new owner to take over the reins and scale its future.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
The workload is highly seasonal for the majority of the year, from January to October. The business runs on maintenance mode and requires very little time. Daily, about 20 minutes answering the mail. Weekly, about 2 hours checking the ad account and another 3 hours fulfilling the orders. Since I have all the winning ad templates ready, the marketing management is very fast. However, during the Q4 peak, November and December, the dynamic changes as we scale volume. My workload increases to about 4 hours a day, but my role shifts from operator to manager. I have extra support to handle the logistics and customer service, so I don't have to touch the boxes. My time is spent strictly on marketing, scaling the ad budget, and managing the graphic design team to ensure production flows smoothly.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
There are 3 massive low-hanging fruit opportunities here that I have identified but simply haven't had the time to execute. 1, automation. Implementing AI automation would allow us to drastically reduce costs while increasing the conversion rate and customer trust. By allowing customers to see an instant preview of the artwork without waiting, they are much likely to make an immediate purchase. The investment to set up the system is only around $2,000 to $3,000, which pay for itself quickly by saving on manual design costs. Second, international expansion. We have accumulated extremely high ratings, over 6,000 reviews, This massive amount of social proof would allow a new owner to penetrate other markets easily, as the brand credibility is already established. New product line, print on demand. I would add new print on demand items to increase average order value, the EOV, specifically by introducing products that customers buy for themselves rather than just as a gift for others. We could significantly boost sales throughout the rest of the year, balancing out the Q4 seasonality.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
Like any e-commerce business heavily relying on traffic, the main risk is paid media volatility. We spend significantly on Meta and Google Ads. For example, we spent about 187,000 euro on Meta ads in 2025. Changes in algorithm can affect costs. However, I believe we are insulated from risk better than most because of our brand history. We aren't a new pop-up store. We have 5 years of data and a massive customer listing review, around 19,000 subscribers, which acts as a safety net against ad fluctuations.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I want to see this brand succeed. I'm willing to offer 30 days of support via email and calls. I will help you understand our current fulfillment setup, introduce you to the software, and explain exactly how we achieved the high profitability we saw in 2024. If the buyer wants to switch from our in-house production to a print-on-demand model to run this remotely from the US, I can advise on how to make that transition smooth.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
My primary goal is to liquefy the asset to invest in my real estate projects, so a cash deal is definitely preferred. However, I know the value of this brand and I know the 2025 financials don't reflect its true potential. So for the right buyer and a price that recognizes the brand history, I'm open to discussing a reasonable earn-out structure.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
Putting myself in a buyer's shoes, I see this a unique opportunity for three main reasons. First, the fundamentals are rock solid. We are talking about a brand with 5-year history and a return rate that is virtually not existent. Unlike standard e-commerce sector like fashion or electronics, where the return rates often over between 15% and 30%, drastically eroding margins, this business enjoys a structural protection. In the personalized product sector, due to the nature of the goods and the law, returns are not accepted. This means almost every sale is final and the revenue is locked in, which is a massive advantage for cash flow and logistics management. Second, the time is perfect because this business sits exactly at the intersection of two expanding global megatrends. First, the personalized gift market, a $30.5 billion market growing at 8.7% annually, driven by a consumer craving for uniqueness, projected to reach $45 billion by 2030. Second, the pet economy, a massive $28 billion global giant with steady 7% growth, where spending on accessory and lifestyle products consistently outperform the general market, depending emotional bond between people and their pets. Third, there is a massive hidden financial opportunity regarding the VAT. In the 2024 alone, we paid over 136,000 in VAT because in Europe tax is included in the shelf price. For a buyer expanding this brand to US, where sales tax is added on the top of the price, this cost effectively transforms into profit. You instantly unlock roughly 20% more margin on every unit sold simply by changing the target geographic. You are buying a shooting asset positioned in the middle of this massive upward wave.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.